And just like that, we are in France. I had to laugh when he said, "Ooh, I don't know why they went to France." It's like maybe they just wanted to visit France for, to see the Eiffel Tower, or just for a holiday. Anything at all.
Hello, Captain.
Bonjour.
When are you leaving for Portsmouth?
In 2 hours. Are you coming?
No, I think I'll stay here for a bit.
Very well.
That's salt. That's salt.
Can I grab some salt?
Fingerprint powder.
That seems important.
That's salt.
I imagine there's going to be a way of grabbing that. Don't see what we need it for yet, though.
Carmore. Picturesque little place. Good day to you, monsieur.
Shush, 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 silence.
I like your fishing rod. It's a beauty.
Yes, nice, isn't it? It's an enhanced fiberglass telescope, ultralight 47, the latest model.
Is it appropriate to ask people here if they've seen my wallet? I don't know. Can you give me one of your fish instead?
Could you give me one of your fish?
On a normal day, I would, but I just haven't been able to catch enough today.
How many fish have you caught?
Well, not a single one, my friend.
That's not a lot.
Yeah, precisely. I must try to catch some now, otherwise I will have nothing to offer this evening.
You're planning to sell the fish?
No, no. I have visitors coming this evening, you understand?
I see. I suppose there's nothing doing then.
Sorry. Why don't you just buy a fishing rod of your own and come and join me? Who knows? If you're nice and quiet, you may be lucky.
I can't. I lost my wallet. Also, have you seen my wallet?
Do you mind if I hold your fishing rod for a while?
Sorry, my friend. It was very expensive. I spent 800 francs on it, and I'm not going to let anyone else touch it.
What are you planning to catch?
You may not believe me, but I've caught all kinds of things here. You know, I've caught pike 5 meters long, with eyes like plates and razor-sharp teeth. That's why I bought this rod. The last one was pulled clean out of my hands by one of those beasts.
You expect me to believe that?
Of course, it's the truth. I swear it. I even had some photos of one of those fish, but I'm afraid I lost them. They fell into the water, right here.
And now there's not a shred of evidence to support your story. That is a pity.
Don't you believe me? Ask Capitaine Deneuve. He will confirm it. I often show him the fish that I catch.
That pun.
Capitaine Deneuve? Who's that?
Oh, you don't know him? He captains the ferry that brought you here. He's over there, on board. He's experienced a lot and has been all over the place. He knows a lot of stories. Incredible stories.
Oh? Like what, for example?
You'll have to ask him that yourself. I never really listen properly when he starts spinning his yarns. He's bound to tell you a story or two. You just have to know how to deal with him.
How to deal with him? What do you mean?
Not so loud, please.
Because of the fish?
No, because of Capitaine Deneuve. He might hear us.
And?
Look, I'll tell you something. Deneuve's a bit strange. He insists on being addressed by his title. It's how do you call it? A peculiarity of his.
Oh? Why is that?
He's an old sea dog from a real old seafaring family. Some ancestor of his served in Napoleon's fleet. He himself used to go out to sea doing the real thing. Got a master's certificate and all that. Seen the world, so he says. These days he just captains the ferry. But he still insists on people using his title. He says his rank should still command people's respect.
Oh, well, if that's all, I don't mind. What do I have to call him then?
Monsieur le Capitaine Charles Deneuve. That's his full title. He'll appreciate that.
Got it. Thanks for the hint.
That's going to do something, but not sure what. You're a fisherman, so everything you say is true.
I have to go. Good luck with your fishing.
Thank you, thank you.
I'm losing my voice. This game is putting me to sleep.
Excuse me.
What?
You're Monsieur le Capitaine Charles Deneuve, aren't you?
Yes, that is correct, my boy. Charles Deneuve, Captain of the Merchant Navy of France. How do you know my name?
I've been talking to a friend of yours, the fisherman over there at the jetty.
Pierre? Ah, yes. Old Pierre. I expect he has been telling you about his pike. The one that was 5 meters long.
Yes, he did. Is his story true?
To be honest with you, my boy, Pierre tends to exaggerate a little. Just like all fishermen.
Oh, I knew
The pike
it.
was about 4.5 meters long. No more than that.
Well played, game.
Pierre says you're from Carmore, like he is. Is that true?
Yes, that's right. I grew up here. As a youngster, I wanted to be a fisherman and used to work on my father's trawler. Later, I went to naval college to become a captain of the Merchant Navy of France. I have a small house at the end of the road, just behind Francois' Bistro.
Tell me more about Pierre.
I meet him almost every day. He doesn't have much to do these days. Not since the fishing industry went down the drain.
So he's a fisherman, is he?
He used to have 3 trawlers and 5 employees. But nobody wants French fish anymore these days. They're too expensive. Now he spends his days sitting at the jetty, catching a few fish for himself and his friends to eat. They meet round at his place practically every evening and talk about old times, when they used to go out on their trawlers every day.
Doesn't he have anything better to do?
No.
Undertale
not much.
reference?
None of the villagers here has much to do, since business is so bad nowadays. Pierre has a small farm which supplies him with all he needs. A few years back, he built himself a small stable next to his house, where he keeps a few animals. His life is rather boring, really. That's why he's always pleased when I tell him a few stories.
How long does he sit there fishing?
Until I come back with my last load of passengers. Since he's had that fishing rod, he sometimes sits there even longer. If I have time, we go over to Francois' place when I'm finished for the day.
Thank you, Monsieur le Capitaine. You've been a great help.
You're welcome, my boy.
I'm not sure that we've actually learned anything there. GypsyClaw is saying, save the game because there's bugs coming up. I'm not sure what we learnt there other than he's got a house nearby, perhaps. Yeah, I think the reason this game is putting me to sleep at the moment is that we've spoken to 3 people. Pierre, Captain whatever his name is, and Arthur Blake. And none of them have openly insulted us.
Excuse me, Pierre.
Yes? Now what?
I'd like to speak to you about the castle of Carmore.
I've told you all I know about it.
You haven't told me anything.
Have you ever heard of the Lord of the Castle of Carmore?
Yes, of course. My parents used to tell me about him in order to scare me when I wouldn't go to bed. For the children of Carmore, the Lord was a kind of bogeyman, you know. Our parents used to tell us horror stories about him.
What did they say?
That villagers used to vanish, that the Lord would catch and kill little children. They told me, Pierre, sleep now, or the Lord will come and get you. I remember it as if it had been yesterday.
Was the Lord such an evil character then?
Oh, yes, so I've heard. They say he murdered his entire family, not to mention half the household. He was a madman, but I don't remember many details of the old stories.
What did people believe would happen if the Lord came to get you?
You'd be killed and fed to the Lord's hounds. At least, that's what my parents told me.
That's not much of a bedtime story to tell a small boy.
True, but it worked. We kept away from the castle after dark, believe me.
Interesting parenting techniques.
Have you ever been to the castle as an adult?
Yes, a couple of times. We needed stones for our new stable, but I don't mind telling you, I wasn't too happy out there.
Why not?
What do you know about the castle?
Ah, not much. It's supposed to have belonged to a rich family around here many centuries ago. As a child, I used to play in the ruins with my friends, but it's not really safe to go walking around in the rubble.
Why is that?
It's in danger of collapsing, my friend. Anyway, It's pretty creepy out there, especially in the cemetery. There's not much left of the castle nowadays. Local farmers use the ruin as a quarry when they need stones for their houses. There's just a few bits of rubble left, that's all.
Is that legal? Don't know.
I have to go. Good luck with your fishing.
Thank you, thank you.
Alright, so this castle's been mentioned at least once. I can't pronounce that. Schloss von Kamor?
This must be the castle. Or rather what's left of it. Pretty creepy.
Kind of getting a Gabriel Knight vibe right now. And if you're curious, yes, that series is on my playlist. It's been a while.
Looks like this used to be a tower, but it's collapsed.
Alright, I can go down, which I assume takes me back to the map. Could potentially go this way.
Looks like this used to be a tower, but it's collapsed.
Okay, I can go around the tower. Oh, hell.
A tower? This castle must have been a real fortress before it collapsed. A tower? This castle must have been a real fortress before it collapsed.
Don't see anything that I can interact with apart from these stairs.
A tower? This castle must have been a real fortress before it collapsed.
What about this way? Is this way a dead end? Actually, wait, can I go that way and that way, perhaps?
Looks like this used to be a tower, but it's... The ceiling of the tower has caved in.
You can't be serious, man. You cannot be serious!
Thank you, Swimming Carcass. Appreciate it. I don't think my alert box showed up, unfortunately, so we heard the audio, but we didn't see your message. Which is just the spinning pistol. Hope you're well, dude. Thank you for the resub. I really appreciate it, man. What are we looking at here? Kind of looks like a ritual site or a bunch of bones there, but we can't investigate. There's no other exits. Can I set the tree on fire? No, I can't even look at the tree here. I can't see anything to interact with on this screen. Maybe things will change later, perhaps. But I think that's it for this side. I don't think there's anywhere else I can go. So we've got that center area there. We have an entryway. I can't go this way.
Looks like this used to be a tower, but it's collapsed.
Let's go check out these stairs. Which are in surprisingly good nick, as well as, you know, this gate and this fence and whatever else, For 13th century. I imagine we've done some renovations since then. Is that a real owl up there? I see it. It's got yellow eyes, and that's kind of creepy.
It's locked. An iron gate. It's locked.
Alright, so well, we don't have a way of getting through there, do we? Not with what we're carrying, unless I can maybe use the bone as a pry bar.
It would have surprised me if it had worked like that. It won't work like that. That won't get... that doesn't work.
I can see that's fallen down. I don't immediately see anything else I can interact with here. Maybe there's a key lying on the ground nearby.
An iron... It's locked.
What about this owl? Do you have the key? Actually, wait. Have you seen my Wallace? Alright, is there anything I can do here? I'm looking carefully now. We can't go up into the background there. As I understand it, the whole reason we're here is because we're looking for a clue on where to find this amulet. Right now I've seen nothing. I expect if there's going to be a clue, it's going to be in the graveyard. But we don't have access to that just yet.
The ceiling of the tower has caved in.
I'm curious about this scene. This is going to come in handy later, surely, because they wouldn't create a render for this unless it's going to be used. Creating something like this and then not doing anything with it, that just seems wrong. Yeah, I don't see a key or anything lying around here that could maybe get me into that gate. Maybe I can go back to the docks and ask them about the gate, if they've got a way through, like a key or something. Because right now I don't see a way, or I don't see anything to do here.
Carmore, a picturesque little place.
We've got one exit on the right.
I take it these drums contain fuel. I'd better not light that. I'd better not light that.
Well, at least we get a good response.
Monsieur le Capitaine,
What can I do for you?
I've got a few more questions concerning our last conversation.
All right. Ask me anything you like, my boy.
Pierre says you're from Carmore, like he is. Is that true?
Yes, that's right. I grew up here. As a youngster, I wanted to be a fisherman and used to work on my father's trawler. Later, I went to naval college to become a captain of the Merchant Navy of France. I have a small house at the end of the road. just behind Francois' Bistro.
Seen that.
You used to work for the Merchant Navy?
Yes. I have been to practically every single port all over the world, from New York to Zanzibar, from Rotterdam to Cape Town. I have sailed all known and unknown oceans, rivers, backwaters, lakes, and canals. I have seen things no other man on earth has ever seen.
Have you seen my wallet?
Yes. But all that was a long time ago. In a few years' time, I shall retire and begin working on my memoirs.
Swing Carcass says he can't place his accent. Neither can I, dude. Neither can I.
Your memoirs? That sounds interesting.
Oh, yes, my boy. I've seen a lot, you know. Disasters, storm tides, elements, mysteries.
Really? Won't you tell me more?
I have seen ships disappear in the Bermuda Triangle. I saw the Prince of Egypt sink. I witnessed the accident of the Pride of Paris in Cape Town Harbor.
You were in all those places?
Of course. And that's not all. I have seen tsunamis 40 meters high and octopuses with 16 tentacles.
I thought octopuses only had 8 tentacles.
Quite, my boy, quite. I have seen things a common landlubber, no offense, my boy, cannot even begin to imagine. Octopuses with twice the normal number of tentacles. What do you say to that?
Well, that's quite incredible.
I'd like to know what sort of drugs you were taking.
What do you know about the castle of Carmore?
The castle. The castle is shrouded in greater mystery than the darkest secrets I have ever experienced or heard of.
That's saying something.
Precisely, my boy. After all, I have seen and heard more than most mortals could ever dream of. But none of it is as mysterious as the story of the Castle of Carmore and its evil owner.
Tell me more. Also, do you have a key?
Tell me more about the castle.
The Castle of Carmore was once the home of a good and righteous lord. Around 1000 AD, the Druids came there. You've heard of the Druids, I take it?
Oh, yes. Quite a lot, in fact. Go on. Where did these druids come from?
They were
Mummy
the last
druids
of the
and daddy
kings of
druids.
Britain.
Really?
Yes, really, my boy.
Do you know why they came to the castle?
They entrusted the Lord and his family with the safekeeping of something of great value to them.
What was it?
Nobody ever found out, my boy.
All right, what happened then?
The item remained in the family's possession for generations. But then the castle went to a descendant of the family who was not good and righteous, but cruel and mean. The evil Lord of Carmore.
Was that what he was called?
That's what he has been called for centuries. He was a tyrant and a murderer. He enjoyed killing and held satanic ceremonies at the castle. Villagers would disappear from Carmore and never be seen again. They say he was executed during the Inquisition.
How do you know all this?
From age-old stories that people tell around here. Children heard them from their parents, who in turn had been told them by their own parents. They were handed down through the generations. Sometimes, people even come here from town. People like you, asking about the old stories. Writers, researchers, all sorts. We even had a real aristocrat here from England once. He was very interested in the castle.
Do you know his name?
No, I've forgotten. It was quite a while ago.
What did the man want?
He said he'd lost something out at the ruin. A necklace, a family heirloom. It seems to have been very important to him. The 5 of them spent days searching the ruins.
5?
Yes, there were 5 of them. They rented rooms above the bistro. 5 bigwigs in smart suits. One even had a uniform on.
Did they find the necklace?
No, I don't think so. They left after a couple of days.
Interesting. Thank you, Monsieur le Capitaine. You've been a great help.
You're welcome, my boy.
Can we check out that room above the bistro? I don't think we can, which is deeply distressing. I feel like there's going to be some evidence there or something. What else? What else can I ask?
Excuse me, Pierre.
Yes? Now what?
I'd like to...
I've told...
we've talked to him a lot about
have-
this,
thank you.
so
Excuse me.
Yes?
I can ask about you.
I'd like to ask you something about Capitaine Deneuve.
Have you spoken to him?
Yes, I have. And you were right. He's a very strange man.
Like you're one to talk. Jesus.
Can you really believe everything he says?
Well, I'm not sure, quite honestly. He's a sailor, and they're always full of stories.
As opposed to fishermen?
50 years at sea are a long time. Enough time to experience a great deal, and for a lot of things to become a bit muddled up in one's mind.
He certainly seems to say some strange things.
I don't think all his stories are true, but there's a core of truth in many of them. You'll have to make up your own mind which of his stories to believe.
Game's doing some weird stuff when I hover over here. Hopefully that's not a bug.
Why does he only captain a small ferry nowadays?
He used to command a large merchant ship, but then he was dismissed. I think it was because he drank. He missed Cape Town Harbour in the fog.
That could have happened to anyone, drink or no drink.
Yes, but it so happens that with him, it was drink. He was actually seeing double. In the fog, he saw the shadowy outlines of two bays and ordered his helmsman to set course for the one on the right.
And that was the wrong one?
Exactly. There was no right-hand bay. The port had one bay, not two. But you'd better keep that to yourself. He gets pretty embarrassed if anyone mentions it.
I understand.
Okay, we need to ask him about it immediately, and the helmsman was just following orders, so it's fine.
Is he a friend of yours?
Friend? Well, I've seen him almost every day for a number of years. He captains the ferry, I do my fishing. When he's finished for the day, we sometimes go over to the bistro for a glass of pastis. Yes, now I come to think of it, I suppose we are friends.
And you get on well with each other? I should think it's pretty difficult being friends with a man like him.
Oh, we get on rather well, really. We don't talk much, you know. If anything, he does the talking, spins his yarns. The only thing about him that sometimes drives me crazy is his damned cat.
The captain has a cat.
Yes. He lets her out here on the jetty in the morning and takes her back in at night. And the damned beast spends all day slinking around here.
You don't like cats?
I hate cats. They steal the fish from my bucket or get tangled up in my fishing line. Deneuve's creature has often knocked my bucket of bait over, and I've had to go and get some more. I've told him hundreds of times to take the animal on the ferry with him, but he just won't do it.
I'd like to speak to you about fishing.
What would you like to know?
I like your fishing rod. It's a beauty.
I think we've
Nice,
seen
isn't
this.
it?
Yep.
It's an enhanced...
I have to go.
Thank you.
Right, can we...
I'd better not light that.
There is now a cat on the docks. That is a large cat.
Monsieur le Capitaine,
What can I do for you?
I've got a few more questions concerning our last conversation.
All right.
Pierre says you're from Carmore, like he is. Is that true?
Yes, that's right. Later, I went to I have a...
Tell me. So he's a...
He used... Now They meet round...
How long did...
Until I come back with my last...
Doesn't he...
No, a few... His life...
Thank you.
You're well...
Right, the cat is buggered off somewhere.
That's salt.
Can I do anything with this? I really don't think so.
I take it these drums contain fuel. That is no important evidence, I'm sure about that. That won't feel different with gloves either.
That bistro they keep mentioning seems very, very important, but it's not something we can visit. We've only got this one destination here. And I just don't see anything here. I'm beginning to fade, so I'll probably give this about another 5 minutes, but again, I'll think about this overnight and or take a quick peek at the walkthrough just so I know what the next step is. Because right now I'm at a bit of a loss. We've come over here, we're looking for an amulet, which was presumably here. We've learned that 5 dudes in black suits or something similar, one was even in a uniform, came here and investigated the place. Presumably looking for the amulet.
It's locked.
And they did not find it.
It won't work like that.
Maybe to finish, what I'll do is go back to England, have a chat to my superior, maybe have a chat to Janice, see if we can get a form signed. Something along those lines, perhaps, because right now I'm at a bit of a loss. I don't see anything I can interact with here. GypsyClaw is saying go back to the gate. Alright. I'll play along. I'm fading though. Losing my voice.
It's locked. It's locked. It's locked. It's locked. An iron gate.
Just looking for any change in the cursor here. What's the dumbest solution? The dumbest solution would be just to kick the gate down or look at the gate's lock and the key would be in the lock.
It's locked. An iron gate. An iron gate.
There is something we can use in our inventory, okay.
I should think up something else. That doesn't work. It won't work like that. I should think up something else. No way. Think first, Brent.
I never think.
I can't see any connection there. It won't work like that.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe we could use that as a pry bar, but it's too weak.
I don't believe it will work like that. Of course, it can't work like that.
What? Okay, I'm done for today. Someone leave a comment, please. Can anyone explain that in, I don't know, 500 words or less? Right, it's been about 8 days since the debacle at the gate. I think I've forgotten about most of this game, so that makes me very happy. But unfortunately, it's time to get this done. So let's take a look and see what's inside this cemetery. I can go right there, can't go left there. You all saw that, right? Was that me or someone else? The game spooked me for a moment. I thought that might have been me. I thought that might have been a glitch. Knowing this game, though, it probably is a glitch. So we've got an area on the right. We've got an area down and to the left. Oh, yuck. What's your spatial skill like, chat? There's that owl again. The owl with the yellow eyes. This is Struggling to visualize this screen and where I am in the greater context of things. Are we behind the mausoleum now? So if I go here, I'm on the right-hand side. Oh my god. Why do you need this many renders, damn it? So this is the back of the museum, or the mausoleum. We've got the front door there, where my cursor is. If I go this way, apparently the game just crashes. Or something happens. You right there, sir? Casually just wall clipping through that wall. So from here, yeah, that way leads to the left or the right or whatever. This is the back of the mausoleum. I can go this way and we've got a sort of little castle here. Or whatever you would call this.
A mausoleum?
Never mind. I'm trying to left click on it and not much is happening.
I expect the lord of the castle's buried in there.
Can we dig him up?
It's gigantic. The mausoleum is practically a castle itself. The door's walled up. The door's walled up.
Can I use the file on the door to open the door?
No, a matchbox. Still half full. I'd better not light that. That is no important evidence, I'm sure about that. Think first, Brent. Not a good idea.
I am thinking. I'm thinking back to what happened at the gate.
That won't feel different with gloves either. No way. I don't believe it will work like that. Not a good idea. Some tufts of grass from the place where the bones were found. Of course, it can't work like that.
But remember what was in the baggie, whether it was marijuana or something else. There's a lot of graves around here, and none of them are immediately standing out, but I've got a horrible feeling there's going to be some pixel hunting involved. Like so.
A gravestone. Pretty weather-beaten. There's a hollow at the top. I thought it wouldn't work like that. Looks like that won't work. A gravestone. Pretty weather-beaten.
Do we have to do some sort of bizarre ritual here? Hollow at the top makes me think candle.
There's a hollow at the top.
That looks identical to what we were just looking at. I don't see any difference between the two. There probably is a difference, but the game's not going to make that clear to me.
A gravestone. Pretty weather. There's a hollow at the top.
Again, not seeing anything looking around it either. It looks identical to the other two. Alright, how about the mausoleum entrance? Or actually, let me go back to the previous screen. To the gates. Do we have anything here? Not that I can see. That looks weird, but I can't interact with it. Oh, I can go that way as well. Miss that.
A gravestone. Pretty. There's a hollow at the top.
I just find it so unusual that they've rendered so many places. I've got no clue whether these places are going to come in useful or not, or whether they're just here. If they're just here, then I don't know if I love or hate that. You've got all this empty space, which is not being used. What were you doing there, Halligan? I have no idea. Lots of graves with hollows at the top, but nothing around them.
A grave. There's a hollow at the top.
Nothing here is catching my eye. Okay, can I enter the mausoleum or whatever this is? I can't even look at it. There's a giant door here and I can't do anything with it. We have 2 more graves on the left. I thought there was another screen down here, but no, I'm getting confused. Okay, I'm running out of places to look.
A grave. There's a hollow at the top.
Can I do anything with these hollows? Fingerprint powder?
It won't work like that.
No.
There's no point in that. It won't. That won't get me any further. I thought it wouldn't work like that. Looks like that won't work. No, better not. That won't get me any further. That won't get me any further. That won't get me any further. I'd better... I can't see any connection there. Nothing's happening.
Putting the grass in there and lighting it on fire seems like a good idea.
A grave. There's a hollow at the top.
I've actually lost count of how many graves we've found. I thought this was the back of the mausoleum, so how do we get to that little castle area? I'm calling this a mausoleum, but we're heading to a mausoleum. Is it that way? It must be that way. Oh, I see. This has got 5 sides. Maybe. It'll make a lot more sense if that has 5 sides.
A grave. There's a hollow at the top.
Hmm.
A grave. There's a hollow at the top.
Alright, so I'm not sure what to do. I can't get any closer than where I am right now.
A mausoleum. The door's wall. I expect the lord of the castle's buried in there.
And that's where we'd find this amulet. Alright, so unfortunately I did see briefly in the walkthrough when I was looking at it earlier, I did see there's potentially something that I can grab, so let me just slowly walk my way back over to the docks. Get over there, Halligan. It's such a long walk to get back. It's kind of crazy.
A tower. This car.
Yeah, I'm on. Let's go back to the Carver. I've forgotten your name. But let me look at this source again.
That's salt. That's salt.
I thought it was using that on the salt to grab it, but that's not it. Okay.
Monsieur le Capitaine,
What can I do for you?
when are you leaving for Portsmouth?
In 2 hours. Are you coming?
Yes.
Then come aboard.
That music is so loud. What do I want to do here? Let me go have a chat to Arthur Blake. See if we can say anything new here. But while I'm doing that, I'm going to take a peek at the walkthrough. Because I don't know if I've got time for this. I really don't. I'll try and play along, but man, this is rough.
Good day to you, Mr. Blake. I'm back.
Ah, Mr. Halligan. You don't sound too cheerful.
I'm never cheerful, dude.
I take it your search was not successful?
I went to Carmore, but I didn't find the amulet.
Oh. Did you search everywhere for it?
Well, I did the best I could, but that one-horse town really was the most godforsaken place I've ever seen. And now I'm just tired out.
Tell me what happened while you were over there.
Oh, what the fuck? Okay, I've seen the next points. What the hell?
I went to the castle ruins.
So you found them?
Yes, that wasn't too difficult. There's hardly a stone of it left standing, though.
Yes, I know. And there was no sign of the amulet?
Like I said, not a trace.
I've already turned that down a bit, and it's way too loud. I do appreciate the fact that the game gives me the option for that, but wow. Way too loud.
I'd like to talk about the amulet again. How did you find out about the amulet?
My work led to the discovery of a connection between the Druids of Gaul and Britain. It seems there was a small group of British Druids who
I think
fled
we've
to
seen
France
this.
when the ritual failed.
What for?
I don't know. Maybe they wanted to save the amulet. I found out that a 13th century despotic French nobleman somehow gained possession of the amulet. I found a picture of him in an old archive.
Really? Let me see.
My mouse is playing up. Okay, we're bugged, I think. So, now that we're back here, I've looked at the next line in the walkthrough, and I cannot believe what it says. No one in their right goddamn sane mind would get this. I saw it once. What I need to do is move down here, apparently.
If I move too quickly, I'll scare the cat away.
That is not how cats work.
Captain Deneuve's cat, a rather stubborn beast, and on top of that it has fleas as well.
That is a thing we can do, apparently. We can use a scarf on a cat. Can I combine the cats with the, I'm not a cat person, chat.
It won't work like that.
Damn it. I found a cat.
Monsieur le Capitaine,
What can I do for you?
I've got a few more questions concerning our last conversation.
All right. Ask me anything you like, my boy.
No, I've changed my mind.
What? Well, it's up to you.
No offense.
None taken, my boy.
No, better not.
Can I use the cat on the souls? No. Alright, so unless I can use the cat on the gravestones, I don't see what the next solution or the next part is, so I'm going to take a peek at the walkthrough again. On the fisherman screen, use the cat in scarf on the bait tin. Really? That does not look interactable.
There! Did you see that? Did you see that? It's that damn cat again. She's knocked all my bait in the water. That's the third time this week.
Calm down. You can always get some new baits.
What about my fishing tackle? What about my telescope ultralight 47 for 800 francs? I can't leave it here unguarded. It could be stolen. I'll have to take everything with me, just because of that damned cat.
Don't worry, Pierre. I'll keep an eye on your things.
Would you?
Of course. No problem.
Thank you, my friend. Then I'll go right now.
Alright, we're about to commit another crime. I can't express how much I hate that solution, simply because we're using the cat on him, and the bait tin is not interactable. There's nothing to suggest that. Okay, I've picked up a bucket, that is a crime. Can I pick up the fishing rod? I've picked up the fishing rod, that is also a crime.
Pierre's fishing rod, a telescope ultralight 47, if I'm not mistaken.
Worth 800 francs.
That's Pierre's bucket. It's empty. Now the bucket's hanging from the fishing rod. I don't believe it. That won't get me any. Not a good idea. I can't do that. It would have surprised me. It won't work like that. No, not a chance. It won't work like that. I'd rather think about it. That would be stupid. That won't get me any further. No, not a chance.
What can I do with that? No one in the history of humanity has done that.
These are huge lumps of salt. I don't want that. I thought it. There's no point in that. Won't get. Of course, I can't do. No, better not. I don't believe that won't get. I should think up something else.
Alright, can we take the chair? No. Can we put the stuff back? You see, I'm trying to do the right thing, but Detective Brent Halligan is just a complete piece of shit. So we can add catnapping, theft, and theft to our list of crimes. As well as using the cat to our advantage to knock this poor man's bait into the river. Alright, so I've picked up some souls. I don't know if there's anywhere we can use that back on the continent. Continent? Island? Whatever. I'm not British, chat. You've got the museum. I don't think we can use salt there unless we can take it back to Melanie or whatever her name is and get her to analyze it. I don't believe we can take it back to Scotland Yard. I can probably have a chat to the people at Scotland Yard though and talk to them about what I've been doing over here. All of the crimes I've been committing. So, having done that and seen all the gravestones on the right-hand side, were there any over here? I don't see anything here at all. I'm just shocked there's so much territory here to cover. Or screens, or whatever you want to say. This game is breaking my mind. Now, I've not walked through here yet. If I go down here... Okay, that is definitely not us. Where did this dude go? Just like that, I've lost him. Alright, can I use the souls on this? Oh! And we lose the souls. And I can pick it back up. Okay. That seems terribly important.
Not a good idea.
Nothing I do is a good idea.
That doesn't work. Think first, Brent. That doesn't work. It won't work like that. I should think about it again. I can't do that. I can't see any connection there.
The game's taught me to do this. Don't blame me.
No, better not.
I'm sorry, did we just use a...
That's the bone from Epping Forest. Wrapped up just the way it should be.
Did we just use a poor murder victim's femur as a mortar? Or a pestle? Oh my word, that is terrible.
That's salt. Almost as fine-grained as dust.
Can we sell it at a high price to some suspecting druggie?
That won't help, of course. I don't believe it won't work. Looks like that won't work. I don't want that. That would be that's futile as well. I don't want that. I thought it wouldn't work like that. I should think up. It won't work like that.
Oh, okay, I've picked it up. I can't put it back.
Looks like that won't work.
Right. I don't suppose we need to salt the earth or something like that?
That won't get me any further.
It seems terribly important that we saw someone in here. But I've got no idea where they've gone or how to track them down. To me, logically, they would have just run a lap around here and gone through this door, which we can't even interact with. Hmm. Let me check left and right there, but I want to go back in there and search for that man. I guess it's possible they've moved up there, but it seems very unlikely. Let me just make a save so I can come back here. The way we spoke to Arthur Blake strongly implies that we have not finished searching here. There's a screen or there's something that I've missed. And this black man may hold the key. Figuratively or literally.
The ceiling of the tower has caved in. Looks like this used to be a tower, but it's collapsed.
Peeking at the walkthrough. Okay, we got the salts, go to the castle. We'll see an iron gate. Use the case file. I'm still salty about that. Examine a grave. Use the salt lumps on the indents in the gravestone. Use the evidence bone on the salt. I can't fucking believe you did that. Holy crap. You're a bad man, Halligan. What do I do next? Okay. I saw the next couple of words, which were move to the back of the graveyard. What are we doing at the back of the graveyard here? I assume it's to do with this mausoleum. This is the back of the graveyard. The TheGypsyClaw did warn me that this part of the game was buggy. Click near the tree until the directional arrow appears. Mausoleum. Yeah, okay. It's telling me to pixel hunt around here and saying use the souls on something. What am I using the souls on?
A mausoleum. I expect it's giant. It's a door. The door's walled up.
What?
It seems to have worked.
I have questions.
This must be the amulet. I found it.
And now you're about to get shot in the back.
That's the amulet of transformation. I'd really like to know why it's called that.
That graphic. Why is it so large? Why is it all the way over my inventory bar here? Oh god. Alright, are we about to get shot? I think we are. There's a very particular spot that I have to click that, but I just clicked on the first spot in the mausoleum and it worked. Jeez. Okay, can I get out of here in one piece? Without that man in the black suit / druid finding me and killing me in the process. Also, just so you know, sir, I've totally seen you as a baby. Naked. Okay, let's go back here. He's still not here. Alright, so let's take his fishing rod to England.
Monsieur le Capitaine,
What can I do for you?
when are you leaving for Portsmouth?
In 2 hours. Are you coming?
Yes.
Then come aboard.
Okay, this is new. We did not see this a moment ago when we went back to England. Are we going to get ambushed in here? Is this like the scene in Resident Evil 7 where we need to decide where to hide? Correction, Resident Evil 8. Spoilers for Resident Evil 8. Do we need to hide under the bed? Do we need to hide in here? Is there an assassin in here? Damn it.
I don't think I need to change my clothes just yet. My spare suit, just in case. Clothes and stuff. That's my hold-all. It's too early to pack. We won't be arriving yet. Clothes and stuff. Clothes and stuff.
That's a pillow, dude.
Clothes and stuff.
Though I suppose it's classified as stuff. Yeah, we're totally going to get ambushed in here.
This must be the ventilation shaft.
Do we have to leave via the ventilation shaft?
I'm not tired. A bunk. Rather Spartan. A bunk. I'm not tired. I'm not tired.
I missed the first line there. It looked much longer than anything else we got.
I'm not tired. I'm not a bunk. A bunk. Rather Spartan.
Or maybe I'm just imagining things.
It's empty.
Strange. We're still carrying all of our possessions. I suspect that either the black dude is going to attack us, or that the fisherman is going to attack us and he's going to want his fishing rod back.
Hold on. I think I'd better leave the amulet in the cabin. I might lose it otherwise. Or it might be stolen. But where can I put it?
As opposed to all the other shit you're carrying, including the fishing rod and bucket? Just to be clear, this is not where I'd hide it. I would hide it in between the bed sheets.
No. This doesn't look a very safe place to me.
Agreed. I can think of many safe places to hide at Halligan, but none of them are appropriate for this channel.
Nothing's happening. Looks like that won't work. I thought it wouldn't work like that. That won't help either. There's no point in that. It would have surprised me if it had worked like that.
So me hiding it here would be the best choice.
Not a good idea. I don't think I need to change my clothes just yet. It's too early to pack.
Alright, what do you want me to do here, game?
I can't do that. That would be stupid. Nothing's happening. No way. That's the sea out there. The sea's calm today. That's the sea's calm today. This must be the ventilator. Hey, this flap opens up.
There we go.
Perfect hiding place for the amulet. No one will find it there.
As long as we don't get, you know, like a stiff breeze going through that ventilation shaft.
I think I'll go and get some fresh air. I'm feeling a bit uneasy. God, what's been going on here? Someone's broken into my cabin and searched through all my things.
And do you not see what's happened to the ventilation shaft on the top right there? And yeah, this is what happens when you steal shit.
Whoever did this made a thorough job of it. Whoever did this made a 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 thorough job of it. The amulet. Where's the amulet? It's been stolen. I don't believe it. The amulet. Where's the amulet? It's been stolen. I don't believe it.
Should have hidden it in the cavity, sir.
Whoever did this made a thorough job of it. Whoever did this made a thorough job of it. Whoever did this made a thorough.
I'm kind of impressed that they did look up there and they did find it.
Blast it. The thief must still be on board. But we're pulling into the harbor. I'll never catch him now.
Alright. Halligan, you are a failure at life and everything else. Just like me. I'm going to take a look at the walkthrough just to make sure that I haven't missed anything. I have not. Literally says, next bullet, use the amulet on the grace, and then goes to Arthur Blake's house, so that's where I am right now.
Hello, Mr. Blake. I'm back.
And? Did you find the amulet?
That's a long story.
It's not really. We found it, it got stolen. 6 words.
Well, go on then. I can't wait to hear what happened.
I found the amulet. It was walled up in the Lord's mausoleum.
Really? It really does exist then. And you've got it. Show me.
Well, I did have it, but it was stolen from me.
Stolen? How did that happen?
No idea. I hid it in my cabin during the crossing. Someone broke in and rummaged through all my luggage.
Was anything else missing?
No, not a thing.
Someone must have been following you.
I didn't notice anyone. Who could have known I'd been looking for an amulet in that godforsaken dump?
Certain people may be taking a great interest in your investigations, Mr. Halligan. Do not underestimate the power of the Druids.
This music is too loud. I'm surprised he hasn't recognized that anything else has been stolen.
Mr. Blake, are you saying the Druids stole the amulet? That's absurd.
The amulet is vital to the perfection of their ritual. Believe me, we're not the only ones with a particular interest in the amulet. The Druids are after it just as much.
I thought the Druids ceased to exist 1,000 years ago.
It seems there are still some left after all. Just as I suspected, they are among us now. They never left us in the first place.
The 5 babbies.
Oh, I don't know. Perhaps it was just a case of ordinary petty theft.
I very much doubt it, Mr. Halligan. Nobody else knew of our conversation. You were followed. And now the amulet has fallen into the wrong hands. Now nothing can stop the perfection of the ritual.
I haven't met anyone who looked like a druid so far.
No, Mr. Halligan. You won't recognize the inheritors by their cloaks and sickles. They're people, just like you and me. They could be powerful industrialists, high-ranking politicians, or influential military men, people in key positions of society.
What can I do then? I can't possibly check up on the entire upper class of British society looking for a couple of druids.
No, but it may be worth your while to keep an eye on groups of neo-druids. If anyone tries to justify their claims to the druids' inheritance, they will.
Really? Neo-druids?
Neo-druids? What are they?
There are a number of groups around claiming to be the Druids' rightful successors. They're organized in orders, like Templars or Freemasons.
Tell me more about these Neo-Druids.
Like I said, the Neo-Druids try to live their lives according to ancient Druid ideals. Some of them do a lot of charitable work as well. But there are some really dubious associations going around, combining the Druids' customs with occult rites. Rumors say that there's such a sect at large somewhere in London.
In London, you said? Do you know where I might find these people?
I've no idea. All I know is that the only people who know anything about the Order refer to it as the Circle.
Thank you, Mr. Blake. I'll see what I can make of it.
Good. If you have any more questions, don't hesitate to call on me anytime you like.
I have a question. Can he turn into an owl? Also, have you seen my wallet?
One more thing, Mr. Blake.
Yes,
I get the impression this business could get pretty dangerous from now on.
yes. Very likely, Mr. Halligan.
It may be safer for both of us if we let someone else in on the matter. Please call Melanie Turner in Oxford and tell her the whole story. Make sure she learns everything you've told me. She works at the Anthropological Museum. Her number's in the phone book. And tell her I'll get in touch with her myself as soon as possible. Would you do that for me?
Of course, Mr. Halligan. Good luck.
We're not telling him that Melanie may blow her off unless we identify who we are and we know who she is or something. I don't know. We had problems contacting her. That's what I'm trying to say. This guy I think might be a little bit sus. Who else knew we were going over there? I do wonder if he can turn into an owl. And maybe if he's got a black suit hiding behind those bookshelves.